Tired of feeling tired? Done with diet culture? Overwhelmed by conflicting nutrition and fitness messages? Then join us, your hosts of the Nutrition Revolution podcast, as we take a deep dive into all things women's fitness and nutrition. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Tabitha. And together we are debunking diet culture myths and giving you the tools you need to finally see the results you're looking for. It's time to revolutionize your nutrition and training.
Today we're going to talk about artificial sweeteners, diet, the sodas.
Skinny on diet drinks and diet sweeteners.
It really does make you skinny, doesn't it? Isn't that the truth?
Wow. I've had a lot of clients drop their diet soda habit and are like, oh, I'm losing weight.
What? Shocking.
Actually, I feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, time and place can have a purpose. Devil's in the dose, kind of. They're minimize your exposure.
I used to be obsessed with caffeine-free fountain Diet Coke.
Okay.
And it had to be fountain.
I agree with you on that when
with
it comes
like
to
the good
sodas.
ice.
Good ice, and it has to be
bubbly,
a fountain.
It has to be fountain. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't have caffeine. So it had to be caffeine-free. And only I think Hardee's was the only place that you could drive through to get caffeine-free Diet Coke.
So they knew you by name there?
Basically.
They're like, your usual?
Mm-hmm. Here you go. That's all I got. Just that. I was so addicted to Diet Coke. I had it all the time. I didn't drink water. I drank Diet Coke. I feel like it was a thing, in college, all
the diet drinks in the 90s
Coke.
and the early 2000s, such a big thing. Well, we also didn't have the research that we have now and know what these artificial sweeteners. So for our listeners, your artificial sweeteners are going to be like your aspartame, your sucralose. Sucralose is Splenda.
Saccharin,
saccharin, sweet and low. Yep. Most diet drinks are usually a combination of sucralose and or aspartame.
Yeah.
Now we know that they're actually not as great as we thought.
Do you want to hear a funny story about aspartame?
I do.
Brandon, my mother-in-law, please forgive me. So when he was little, he would get sick every night, throwing up. They didn't know why. Why is he throwing up? I don't know. So my mother-in-law would give him tea, sweet tea, to settle his stomach, because tea can help settle your stomach. He would drink the tea. He would get sick all the time for a while. I don't even remember how long, but it was a while. Enough to the point that they took him to the doctor to see, why is he getting sick every night? So then the doctor was like, well, what is he having? She was like, tea at night to settle his stomach, but it still happens. The doctor was like, what are you putting in the tea?
Well, okay, hold on, pause.
Yeah.
Why are we still giving him tea when it's clearly not settling his stomach?
Good question.
After just a couple times, I've been like, okay, this isn't working.
Clearly not working.
Okay. Anyways, carry on.
I didn't ask that part. The doctor was like, what's in the tea? Well, it's just tea and aspartame. He was like, maybe it's the aspartame. So they quit putting anything with aspartame, nothing with aspartame in his diet. And magically he stopped throwing up.
Wow.
So he has a severe to the point where even in our household, he can't have toothpaste with any sort of artificial sweetener. He reads the ingredients of everything. Yeah. Nothing can have gums. He won't chew gum because a lot of them have fake sugar.
Yeah.
He doesn't really eat potluck because he just doesn't trust anyone to not have fake sugar in their stuff. So we don't do any sort of artificial sweetener. Even I was like, oh, stevia seems to be okay because it's actually from the leaf. It seems to be one of the better options. Instant headache, he can't have stevia, so we just kind of keep it out.
Yeah, stevia doesn't work for
something
some
with
people.
Sugar. We just use real sugar, cane sugar, or coconut sugar, honey, and maple syrup. That's pretty much it.
Which is really the best choices.
I mean, when you're looking at glycemic index, yeah, and they have nutritional value.
Load, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So no artificial sweeteners at all. And then I read some books about artificial sweetener, and everyone that was from a doctor and more on the homeopathic functional medicine side, all of them are if you are going to drink a soda, drink one with actual cane sugar.
Drink just a real
soda. Stop doing artificial sweeteners. Yeah.
Artificial sweeteners are also 200 times sweeter than sucrose, which is table sugar. So then when you have something that has just real sugar in it, whether that's honey or maple syrup or good old fashioned brown sugar, white sugar, you're like, oh, this isn't even really that sweet. And then your brain is like craving the sweetness that hit. Yeah. So then it's like you want more and more of those artificial sweeteners.
And it really does make you crave. There's been studies where they've done tests on your body, you know, because we have that gut brain axis where like they have done studies where they've injected sweet liquids and things into your gut, and then like salty or bitter liquids into your gut, and your body still can crave the sugary sweeter side. Like it actually recognizes the sweetness versus the bitter, because your body wants that like sweet. And when you start craving the sweet, it can become like a cycle where that's all you want all the time, which is why we see people who are addicted to diet sodas and these artificial sugars are gaining weight, because they want the sweet all the time. It's artificial sweetener isn't a pass to just eat. Like I remember when I was trying to
make something that isn't healthy suddenly healthy or healthier because there's no calories.
Yeah. When I did Weight Watchers, it was like eat the sugar-free Russell Stovers.
Oh my gosh, yes. The sugar-free craze is like totally bananas. But yes.
And then I would eat the whole bag of sugar-free Russell Stovers because it's free calories.
It's right. Yeah, there's no calories.
No points on Weight Watchers.
Wow. Ooh. Okay.
I forgot about that.
I still cringe when I go into Walgreens and I see those Russell Stover sugar-free.
Oh, I think I have PTSD. I'm going to need a break. I have PTSD now. I forgot about
You're
that.
triggered. Kimberly's triggered. We'll be back in a moment.
Oh my gosh.
So speaking of like gaining weight and the science behind why individuals that switch to the diet drinks they'll plateau and they won't experience weight loss to a point and actually increase like visceral fats, that fat in your belly. And I think I have actually talked about this in another episode, but the bacteroidetes and the firmicutes, which are the not good bacteria in your gut.
Even though they're called cuties.
They are not cuties. They're like, what are those gremlins, that movie?
Yeah, they just multiply.
Yeah. And then, they feed on the byproducts of these artificial sweeteners, and it stimulates their growth. And we know that these particular bacteria strains, these buddies, little guys, they increase signaling of fat storage in your body and fat retention. So you're feeding the things in your gut that are not helping you. Like, even if you're like, oh, I'm happy with my weight. I'm like, great. Okay. But it's still negatively impacting your gut microbiome. So even if you don't have a weight loss goal, if that's not a journey that you're on, if you are satisfied, I want to maintain, you're still not helping your gut, improving your gut microbiome. And that feeds over and spills into every other system of the body. And actually, I was just reading some really interesting research about sucralose. So sucralose, aka Splenda, when it is like digested, the byproduct of sucralose metabolism is sucralose 6-acetate. And they now know that this byproduct of sucralose 6-acetate, actually interferes with and breaks DNA strands up. It interacts at the cellular level. It impacts mitochondrial function. So your mitochondria are like the energy powerhouse in your cells. So we know like in toxicological, there we go, that's a mouthful, and in vitro studies, it's been shown to cause DNA strand breaks in human blood cells, causing structural changes and breaks in chromosomes, as well as increasing what's called ROS, which is your active oxygen species. So like inflammatory markers. Right. So you're not helping yourself. No. If you've got a Diet Coke habit, listen, I get it. I understand. I love Coke Zero. Like, I love it. I allow myself like once or twice a month, because I know even when I'm drinking it, I'm like, this is basically lighter fluid, right? It's lighter fluid. This is just toxins, and I'm like, well, it's better than alcohol, right? And I don't drink alcohol. Everybody's got to have a place. So I guess
you have your thing.
My name is Tabitha Myers, and I love Coke Zero. There, I admitted it. It's out.
It's the first step, right?
But I have literally one, maybe twice a month. I'll have it. So we're all going to have our vices. Here's what you can do, I think, and this is probably helpful for some listeners that are like, I'm not kicking my Diet Coke habit. Or maybe you want to kick it, but you're like, I get water burnout.
So
do you ever experience water burnout, Kimberly?
Yeah. I mean, when I broke my Diet Coke habit, it was excruciating. Like it was
withdrawal.
so hard. Yeah, I had withdrawal, and there was just something about like the bubbles, and like it was actually harder for me to break my Diet Coke habit than it was to ditch alcohol.
Interesting.
Alcohol, I kind of just was like one day
I
like,
relate to that. Yeah,
meh.
no, alcohol.
That is what it is.
Yeah,
I don't really
care
care
about you. You make me feel like crap.
Yeah,
Coke
Diet
Zero actually
Coke.
doesn't make me feel like crap,
And I
even
think
though
that's true, because
it's
alcohol was
messing
giving
with my
me
DNA.
like I just woke up and like bloated, and like I just felt yucky. The only reason I ditched Diet Coke was because I knew the adverse effects that it was having. I was seeing these studies coming out about Diet Coke causing cancer, or aspartame, or all of these things causing cancer, which now your breakdown at the cellular level,
Yeah.
I'm like, if it's creating all of this bacteria in your body that's bad bacteria, no wonder people are getting things like colon cancer.
DNA damage, breaks in your DNA.
So that's why I stopped, because I read this book that was like, I wish I could remember the book. If I remember, I'll put it in the show notes. But he, very early on, years and years ago, was talking about these artificial sweeteners. And it was like, if you're going to have soda, have one with cane sugar or real sugar, not these artificial sweeteners. So because it wasn't hurting my body, because I wasn't seeing any sort of negative side effect, not having it just because has something that I saw a study on was really hard, because I'm like, but is it true? Like, does it really matter? And so having that, like sometimes I just see the bubbles and be like, I want a Diet Coke now.
Yeah. No, it's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Also, another fun fact that I forgot to leave out about the impact of the artificial sweeteners on our gut. So not only does it promote a less than ideal microbiome, it actually compromises the epithelial layer. So that barrier in your gut, it compromises that, which in turn increases inflammation in the gut, and it doesn't. Your gut, that lining of your gut is weakened, essentially. Is the best way to describe it, by a lot of prolonged continued exposure to these artificial sweeteners,
like gut permeability.
I don't want everybody running out and freaking out that like one little can of it, right? There's something to be said about how much you're consuming.
I was going to say, like you say, devil's in the dose.
Yeah, it's
all
true.
the time.
In general, though, it's not good for you,
right?
Like there's no like safe known amount of like what is gonna like not impact you.
You're better off nutritionally,
yes,
physically, without having it.
You are.
So to wean off of it, here's some things I did. I started having real Coke every once in a while.
And real Coke's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Especially from a fountain.
Yeah, fountain. It had to be a fountain.
Yes. Coke's, like sodas from a can don't really do it for me so much.
So I would have like that every once in a while if we were out to eat or whatever. Started increasing my water, and water burnout. I also, now that I haven't had Coke probably 12, 13 years. Like
ever a soda?
I don't drink soda ever.
My husband is that way.
I won't. I don't do caffeine either, so it's really not like a thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't do any soda, or like literally I drink water and seltzer, and that's it.
Loathe seltzer.
Really?
Nope. Get it away from me. I'm not
even like a fountain one?
Nope, not doing it. No, it's awful. It's flavorless, and even the stuff that's like the LaCroix or all those popular ones right now.
LaCroix. Poppy.
No, I'm not doing it. I don't like them.
That's
but listen,
so funny.
we're for you guys that like them.
Yeah, but you do your Diet Coke. I'll do my seltzer.
Yeah, but my husband doesn't drink any sodas. We've been together, married 17 years, together 19. I've like literally never seen him drink a soda. It messes up his stomach. He's like a sensitive stomach, so he just completely abstains.
Yeah, I completely abstain just because like now, like I've had a sip once I broke my habit, and I was like, oh, it's so syrupy. Like it actually tastes
super sweet,
different to me. So. But early on, I would do like unsweetened tea or iced tea with lemon, or like different drinks. And then now I'm like water and my little electrolytes and seltzers, unsweetened tea. Like when we go out, I will order either club soda with lime. If like there's people ordering drinks, I'll do a club soda with lime. And then if it's just like people having sodas and water or whatever, I'll get a unsweetened tea with lemon.
Okay.
And that kind of broke it. My husband broke his soda addiction with like sugary sweet tea.
Okay.
And then
but it was still real sugar.
Yeah, real sugar. So, but that getting off of that artificial sweetener it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. So for me, because I do experience water burnout, especially when the weather starts getting warmer. I'm like, oh, I want just like I want some like flavor in there.
Yeah.
I like doing like infused water. My favorite is like I chop up some strawberries and mint leaves, and I really enjoy that. And there's all kinds of one of the like herbal tea makers, Twinings. How do you pronounce that?
Twinings, I think.
Twinings, is it Twinings? They do like herbal infusion packets. So it's literally just herbal teas that are cold brew. So I pop it in my Yeti with ice and water, and there's like a peach mango, there's a passion fruit.
Is it in like a container?
It's in like a little individual baggie.
Oh.
Yeah, like a little tea bag.
For cold.
But for cold.
Oh,
you put it in there, and within like seconds, like you start getting the flavor, but it's literally just herbal tea. I'll give you some. I got some downstairs.
That sounds amazing, because I love
it. And over time, your brain does adjust, and it gets used to the flavors where like natural things have more appeal and taste better, and you like it, and but it does take a little bit of time to do that, but you're better off. So I like doing those herbal cold infusions for some flavor. I do like I don't have any kind of like a reaction to stevia or monk fruit. I'm fine with it. So I don't have a problem consuming those, but I still try to moderate it just because I'm like, it's not the most natural thing, even though it is from a plant.
Yeah.
But I'll use True Lemon is a powder mix that is just stevia. There's no artificial colors or sweeteners. And it's like 5 calories, I think, to a pack. Who cares?
Like nothing.
Yeah, it's like nothing. And I will use those every now and then.
And it makes you drink your water.
It makes me drink my water. I like it. I feel generally good about those ingredients. So that's something I recommend to my clients that do have a lot of like drinks that they're always having, and they really like that.
Yeah.
The peach lemonade is like one of my favorites. So good. They have black cherry limeade. So I'll try that as well when you want a little bit of sweetness in your drink. Electrolyte packets. I use this one brand, Cure.
Okay.
That it's organic, like whole monk fruit extract, which if you are someone that doesn't tolerate stevia, usually you can handle like whole monk fruit.
Yeah.
Some people can't at all.
My protein powder has monk fruit in it.
Yeah. And then you just need to probably avoid all of that, right? But that would be one suggestion, because I know like my brother, like he's like, stevia kind of messes with my gut. And, like you don't want a lot of that. For my clients that are soda drinkers, they usually have more success like weaning off soda by doing the True Lemon packets, and then like Olipops, those like probiotic sodas.
Probiotic soda.
It's stevia and then fruit juice.
Yeah.
They can be kind of expensive. So I'm like, look, think of it as like a treat. But like sodas aren't free.
Right.
So I mean, you're spending money one way or the other. Do something that's like gonna be better on the good, better, best continuum. So trying things like that to kind of get you out of the
constant
habit,
especially
of
if you're like
the diet
6
stuff.
Diet Cokes a day. Like
we gotta try to
and there's so many good alternatives like Elementy.
Yeah, I do like that after a good
Tailwind.
Workout. Okay, that was one I hadn't heard of that you mentioned. Tailwind.
It's good.
Thank you.
It was actually created for like endurance athletes, so we got into it when my husband was doing Ironman.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of like post-run recovery stuff. So that one's a really good one.
That's what I prefer, electrolytes like post-workout to help me replenish.
Or if like I wake up, especially when I'm like in the bleed phase of my cycle, I will start my day with electrolytes, because I just feel like
smart.
It helps without like headaches and stuff. We also do infused water. So like every week, part of my meal prep is making like a pitcher of lemon water.
Okay.
That will like fill up and just use those lemons all week.
I've done lemon and oranges, and I really like that.
Really good.
Yeah.
I think the infused waters are really good. I have clients who buy like has like a centerpiece water bottle that like they can infuse it themselves.
What's it called?
I don't know.
It's something with a C, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I know what you're talking about.
But they can infuse it like themselves. But the tea bag like that.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
I really love that. And there's like a strawberry lemonade one they have. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of different flavors.
Yeah. I would say be really careful with the artificial sweeteners, and also like it's in everything.
Can be.
So you have to
Especially
really read your
anything that's
ingredients.
marketed as like low calorie.
Yeah, my kids automatically know if they come to me and it has sugar-free on the bag.
Yeah.
It's a no-go. Like
Yeah.
sugar-free gummy bears, absolutely not. Like
No.
go get some real gummy bears,
Yeah.
but you're not having that.
Can we talk about like the Alani's and the Celsius drink craze, especially with like teenagers and then the young people? Like the caffeine is insane.
Yeah, they shouldn't be
And
having
then
it.
it's just nothing but aspartame and sucralose. Like those Alani's and Celsiuses, I'm telling you, they're really not good.
Yeah. And especially young kids.
They don't
like
need
young
all this
teenagers. They
junk.
should not be walking around with
No, if
all that
they're
caffeine.
tired and they need all this caffeine, they need to get to bed earlier.
Right.
They need to put that phone up.
or eat better.
And eat better,
Yeah.
get better, more sleep, drink more water.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless you're putting in like a 40-hour work week of a stressful job where you actually need like something to keep you
To
awake
perk you up.
to pay your bills. You don't need to be having Alani. It's one of those like, but on TikTok, it's like the prime energy drinks too. Like,
it is. They
No.
are all the rage right now.
your kids shouldn't be having that much caffeine.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. No.
It's facts.
So, yeah, I mean, those are all full of artificial sweeteners. So, like, when you're looking and reading labels, you want to look for if it says no sugar or zero sugar or sugar free, you're going to automatically know there is some sort of sugar in there that is going to make you crave sugar.
Some
Either
sort
way,
of sweetener, yeah.
you just got to see which one it is. And then it is in everything. It's in some supplements. It's in a lot of these like Herbalife things. Like that's a lot of sugar-free, a lot of like the sugar-free ice creams or wherever you're eating that has like sugar-free desserts, things like that. It's in there. Toothpaste. Like we have a hard time finding specific toothpastes that don't carry.
What brand do you use?
So we use Dr. Bronner's.
Where do you get that?
And you can buy it on Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Yeah. And also Trader Joe's actually has a really good toothpaste.
Okay.
But a lot of them, so I'm like, toothpaste is a different topic because there's artificial sweeteners and carrageenan and a lot of chemicals in toothpaste that like we won't do. But it just like they hide it in everything. So you really do have to read the ingredients of a lot of your products that you're buying because
that's a non-negotiable to be
and if you
an
can
informed
reduce
consumer.
if you can reduce it with most of your stuff. And I think during the like diabetes, like, oh, if I have sugar free, I'm a diabetic.
That it's healthier. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's actually not. And there's been a decent amount of studies done on diabetic populations that show improved A1C scores and blood
Yes.
glucose regulation, blood glucose control in high protein, high fiber, high like whole foods diets versus like the sugar-free lifestyle.
Yeah, because people were saying like, don't change how you're eating, keep eating how you're eating.
Switch to diet.
And that I think was such a disservice because then it became this like,
and like, why are we always putting kid gloves on and being like, okay, well, you don't want to change your diet? Like, no, actually, you need to change your diet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Right.
You need to change your diet.
Yeah.
You treating your body like a garbage disposal.
right.
Like, we're
Sorry,
not gonna,
you can't eat donuts every day anymore.
like,
Bummer.
come on, people.
Yeah.
It's kind of common
It's
sense.
time to like
and
just start feeding yourself in a way that feels
I
good.
think that there is change in the medical community with this and more practitioners advocating for lifestyle change. But it's like, we need to turn that volume up.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be healthier, if you have a weight loss goal or not,
Yeah.
like reducing your intake of artificial sweeteners is actually going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
We now know that they are linked as a carcinogen, right? They do disturb the gut. They interfere with your DNA,
Yeah.
right? Like there are enough signs and warnings and enough evidence there that like in general, they're not good for you.
Right.
So again, I understand liking the taste and enjoying it. And like, I'm not saying can't ever, I'm saying make it the exception, not the rule.
I was going to say,
Start
take this
there.
advice because you do have it on occasion.
Right. No,
Right.
yeah, like I do.
So,
I let myself have a Coke
Yeah.
Zero every now and then.
Yeah.
It is rare.
Right. So
And
we're
I
not
have-
saying like never, you can never have that. If you do
Right.
have it, you've destroyed your progress. Like,
Right.
It's not
No.
that. It's that
You're not
you
gonna
need
drop
to be
dead.
aware that it can cause adverse reactions for your body.
Yeah, it's not the best. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to practice what I preach and switch to just the good old fashioned soda.
Maybe.
Maybe. You know, because I mean, sugar is inflammatory too, right?
Yeah.
But like I already try to minimize and reduce my added sugar. So
Right.
for me, like the soda's a treat.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
every now and then. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about kicking your diet, drink, and food habit. You'll be better off for it, and your gut will thank you.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you lose weight once you kick that habit too.
100%. I've seen so many people over the years.
Same.
I'm like, wow, you like look great. Like, you know, what have you been doing? And they're like, well, I've gotten consistent with my physical activity. I'm eating better, and I stopped drinking diet sodas, diet drinks. And I'm like, oh,
Shocker.
imagine that.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time. Thanks for spending your time with us. If you found this podcast helpful, we would love for you to share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe on your podcast platform. If you have nutrition or fitness questions you want answered on future episodes, we would love to hear from you. You can submit these questions to our email, thenutritionrevolutionpodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on Instagram @thenutritionrevolutionpodcast.